Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. We're here in the Yudachi. We've been playing with the Yudachi because it's a fun little boat to earn some credits with. And I've been doing it solo, so I'm not having to support other people, and I can get into and out of games quickly and switch it around with other ships. And we've also been playing with the build, so we've still got Space Fishy running on this one, but we've changed the build up a bit to take off Perceptive. We've put the faster, shorter range torpedoes onto the Yudachi. We've taken Perceptive off and put a little bit of extra range back onto those torpedoes, and we've traded some hit points for a torpedo reload reduction as well. Now you're going to see me do something here at the start of this game that I say you should never do. But I will explain why I am doing what I'm doing and why I'm going against my own rules. This map, nobody likes to play B cap. It's a rare occasion the B will be contested early on. Now there is a full division here. They are on B cap, but you'll see that they are all turning and immediately heading across to C for whatever reason. I know that in this game, a lot of ships for Red Team that spawn on B will head behind the island that's approximately on the 9 o'clock of the minimap, and they'll also try to push through on C and hang around at the bottom corner of C cap. So what I'm doing is I'm moving into the map to put myself in a position where I can potentially, not necessarily torpedo, but where I can spot as much as possible so that the guys that are going to be hanging back here are going to be able to put fire onto them. And as we're moving around the map and doing that spotting, we're also looking to see which ships are where, to know where the risks are to us and how we can potentially move around the map to mitigate the risks to ourselves. Now you'll see that C cap is turning red, which means to me that there's a destroyer on that cap, but there's a Cleveland out there on blue team, so they've got radar cruiser. I think they've got 2 cruisers, 2 battleships there. Do I need to stay there? No, I don't. You'll notice B cap has not started turning yet. We don't know what destroyer is out there. Haven't seen it. There are 2 destroyers, Z23 and I think Ostergotland. B cap is now turning. So somebody has done what I've done, and they've sat back to look and see what's going on, and then they've pushed in. My saving grace here is my very low concealment of 4.8 kilometers, and as I said, I've traded 10% of my hit points for an extra few hundred meters. But it's going to give me the advantage that I need here, because I can spot that Ostergotland, outspot him. And I don't think this guy realised that Yudachis have a torpedo reload booster, because what I'm going to do is he's getting fired on. I am going to put some fire on him, and then I'm going to pop my smoke and roll into it. He, I think, is going to get greedy, and he is going to try and pull out from behind there and come after me. That is going to be his one and only thing that he does in this game, and it is going to be the biggest mistake he makes of this game, because he sails straight into my second set of torpedoes. Now I know that there was a cruiser there at the bottom end of B cap, and he was in a smoke screen. That smoke screen doesn't last forever, so the question is, can I get in and spot him? Now what I don't understand is, given that they've got a couple of, well, at least one radar cruiser across there on C cap, that they all, I think there's 5 ships there, they're all just stacking up, trying to, I don't know, get an angle on something that none of them can see, and it's easy just to push in and contest the cap. There must be sonar in there somewhere amongst those 5 ships, I'm sure. But here we are. We've successfully killed a destroyer. We see that the cruiser is firing from behind the bottom end of B cap, and he's firing into C. Now this is where observation comes into things, because those shots are going out and then they stop. Now my brain is telling me the reason he stopped firing is because he can no longer fire across the top of the hills, which means he is going to appear here on my left hand side, and should I really have gone through the middle here or backed off? Well, he's going to make up my mind for me, because as I put my torpedoes out, one narrow, one wide, trying to gauge for him speeding up or slowing down, I haven't got smoke available. I'm going to have to just turn, go skinny, show him my butt, and then hope to hell that he dies before I do. I've just traded, what, 80% of my hit points. I'm burning, and I'm trying to do a quick bit of maths in my head as to how many seconds that fire has to burn, as to how many hit points I have left, and am I going to survive this, or did I just pull the stupidest move that I did today? Probably one of the stupidest moves anyway. But there we go. We survived the fire with literally 1 under 750 hit points. It's not a lot to play with, but play with it is what we're going to do. And we're heading straight into danger again, because across here is the bulk of the remainder of Red Team. We've got 4 ships across here. I think they've got 3 across on Sea Cap. Here we've got a Bismarck, a Georgia, a Mainz, and an Atlanta. And though, well, the Mainz and the Atlanta are 2 ships that I don't really want to tangle with. One salvo from them, even a little bit of a tickle, and I am toast. But that Bismarck, I'm not even going to sort of attempt a shot on it, because he is gone. My objective here is to take a cap for blue team. We're going to risk it for a biscuit. I need to keep these guys spotted so that the ships that are out there can do their job. But the destroyer has run away from this side. The last remaining ship is there behind the island at the back, taking on, I think it's the Georgia. So where I've come across here to support them, there is now no longer any support for me. So I'm going to kite away a little bit as we lose the Cleveland. That's up there. I think he was the one that was up on the behind the island on the left side of the mini-map. But we're going to open up some distance to the Atlanta, because I'm trying to remember. There's that many ships in the game now, and I try to remember who has radar, who has sonar, who has torpedoes, who's got a long reload, who's got a short reload. And yes, Atlanta. I'm thinking American cruiser, radar cruiser. American radars 9Ks say, do I need to stay away from him? My torps don't have that range. I'm got about 8.3, and then I'm looking and thinking, oh, the Mainz is there. Can we get shots on him? What can we do here? Because we're looking, and that Georgia is off to one side, but getting a cruiser off the map is always a lot better than getting a battleship off the map, because these guys can hunt you down. They're fast and their guns are furious. So we put again a narrow and a wide spread out there. We're going fishing with our fish. I'm hoping that he's just going to keep running in a straight line towards B cap, because they know that they need the caps. And there we go. 2 torpedoes on, 2 floods, 1 incapacitation. He must have damage controlled, because that is ticking on him. Now we're just waiting for torpedo reload and expecting him to die any second. But he doesn't. Sod it. Ba ba bang, pop the smoke screen, swing around into the smoke screen, try and cover ourselves. The Mainz is dead, but the Atlanta and the Georgia must really have had it in for me, because we literally skin of our teeth. We lose a turret, but somehow in amongst all of that, we don't lose a single hit point. So I'd love to know how that works. The Atlanta hasn't given up on us yet though, and he's going to spam a little bit more at our smoke, but I think he realizes there's lost cause. The trick with the Atlanta is that his shells are very, very floaty, and when he is one of those dare I say it, moronic people that insists on using shell tracers, you can see them being fired from a mile away. So it gives you, if you've got a quick enough rudder, plenty of opportunity to get out of the way of those shells, even though there's a lot of them. Now you'll notice that Mr. Georgia here, who was barreling in a straight line across from A to B, has now changed his mind that he knows there's a Yudachi behind him, and he is going to start running because he doesn't want to die. I haven't got the long-range torpedoes, so I can't really get onto that Atlanta with guns because I haven't got the hit points to use to survive an attack by the Atlanta. Our other destroyer there is pushed in very, very close to the Atlanta, and I'm afraid that that is going to be his undoing because his torpedoes lack the power to take that Atlanta down, and when he gets himself spotted by the Atlanta, that is only going to end one way for a destroyer at point blank range. Somebody is heading back to port to try and decide which ship they're going to take out next. As I said, in a kind of roundabout way, and very much not the way that TomTom Navigator would do it, other navigation aids are available. I've managed to make my way across to ACAP, kind of in a roundabout way around that little island and then across and kill the mites and then back down rather than a straight line across it. And so we are going to pull in behind this rock because I was a little bit forgetful, and I'm thinking if he's got radar and I'm parked in the middle of the cap, then it's over for me. It's simple as that. So I'm trying to get in close to this rock, and at the same time I'm worried that he might actually pull a 180-degree turn and come straight across from B towards me. Worst part about taking a capture point is literally taking yourself out of the game for a whole minute. So here, I can't really spot anything at the moment. I can't really do anything for the team. But CCAP, they've played ping pong with it. That Z23 has been out there. Red had the cap, blue had the cap, red had the cap, blue are going back in the cap again. And I'm just thinking, it is just a game of table tennis with that cap turning colours as they battered backwards and forwards between themselves. And how that Z23 has survived so long across there when there were 4 or 5 ships across there to potentially deal with it. He must have played a pretty good game of hide and seek. So well done to him for surviving all that time across there. And, he's still alive. He's still in the game. But here we go, we've got the Atlanta spotted. We're going to start pushing back towards B cap, because even if we can get onto this cap, we can stop the points from turning for red team and continue to give ourselves a bit of an advantage, because it's 4 ships plays 3. We do control 2 caps, but that isn't to say that the game is won. There's still time on the clock, and until that screen pops up and says victory, you have not won the game. You can literally get a last second kill and win a game that looked completely lost. So we're playing cautiously. We're just going to keep putting some torpedoes through this cap just in case this Atlanta just wants to do some zigging and zagging through it. We might get lucky fishing with the fish. It's dodgy business. We know the Z23 is still out there. For all I know, he could be heading in this direction. He's got sonar. That Atlanta, I am one shot for him. Z23 picks himself up another kill, and there you go. There's 200 points between it, but the only reason we've got that advantage is because of the capture points. So try and remember, guys, get on the capture points early, give yourself an early lead, support the ships that are pushing the capture points, because if you support them, they survive, and if they survive, they can move and they can get onto the next capture point quick. So it is domination mode, and the whole point is to dominate the map. It's not about dominating the other team by killing them. It's about dominating the map so that you can then exploit the red team. If you control the caps, they have to come for them, and you can be in a position to counter them when they do come for them. It is much easier to take the caps at an early stage. I say easier. You are going to get focused fired, but you play smart like we've played smart here. You can take that advantage early on, and then it is much less work. You don't have to kill every red ship. We've just taken a cap assist there because that battleship came in behind us. I think that would have been a third solo cap, to be honest. But there are barely seconds left on the clock. I'm just keeping this guy spotted. Don't know where the Z23 is. Last seen across there on C-cap. He can stay across there for all I care. I'm thinking about zipping back through the middle. I'm not even going to try and pop a shot at that Atalanta and risk losing my boat. So there you go, 76,860 damage, 3 kills, 2 caps, 1 cap assist, first blood with 2 dev strikes. By no means a massive tally, but we do hit nearly 3,300 base XP. The Jean Bart brings in 2310, so we're nearly 1,000 base XP over second place on this one. The North Carolina that got the cap assist with me finishes down there on the bottom. We did make, I think it was about 550,000 credits after ship service and costs on that one. So all in all, a good little earner. I hope you've enjoyed me talking a little bit of tips, tricks and tactics. If you have done, hit the like button. Leave me a comment about what your favourite bit was, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, take care and goodbye.